Long time ago, Lord Indra was talking to his angels while sitting in his Indralok. He was listening to their talks. Then Lord Indra saw two angels standing at the back. Lord Indra asked them,
What happened? Why are you so sad and worried?
Hey Lord Indra, we have been searching for a person for some days who is good-natured and worries more about others than himself. And we will give that person a magical pot, so that he would help himself and others with that and do social service.
Okay then. You will have to find that good-natured person for yourself. If you work really hard, maybe you will find that person very soon.
Yes, Lord Indra, we will go to earth and start looking for that good-natured person from today. Now both the angels, disguised in human form, and started roaming on the earth. Both of them started analyzing the behavior of every person who crossed. But both of them could not find any person who could be actual fit to have that magical pot. Both of them got tired and sat by a riverside. Then they saw a young man, Joseph. Joseph was helping old people cross the river by making them sit on his horse. Both the angels got impressed by Joseph and started thinking whether he was the right person for their magic pot or not. But to be sure, they wanted to test Joseph. This boy looks good-natured to me, but we cannot trust him so soon. We should test him. Yes, sure. We should test him whether he is actually a good person or not. Let's see. Both the angels disguised as old women and sat on Joseph's way. Joseph came there riding on his horse and saw that two old women were tired and were sitting there. He went near them and offered water to drink and asked them,
Hey grandmother, what are you all doing in this dense forest? Do you have to go on a long journey? Can I help you? If you wish, I can take you to reach the nearby village on my horse.
Hey son, we have to travel many miles so that we can see our children for the last time. It had been many years we saw them, but we don't know how can we travel to the nearby village. We don't know whether we would be able to go there or not. There is slight possibility that God will not fulfill our last wish. Joseph started to think. He had only one horse, and that was the only thing left of his grandfather. And that horse was the source of his earning. But he thought, if by giving my horse, these two mothers meet their sons, their last wish might get fulfilled. So why not? I will give this horse to them. Joseph released his horse and said to the grandmothers,
Okay grandmother, take my horse and go meet your sons. I have something to eat also. Take these also with you so that you don't face any difficulty on the way.
Joseph gave his horse and stuff to them and walked away. The angels started believing that Joseph was the right person for their magic pot because he was good-natured and kind. Both the angels came back to their original form and they told Joseph about the magic pot. By giving him the magic pot and his horse back, Joseph was surprised seeing all this. The angels told him that he can ask for anything from this magic pot and can help others too. Joseph took that pot and went home happily. He told everything to his mother and father. With the help of the magic pot, Joseph and his family started living happily and comfortably. Along with his own help, Joseph started helping villagers with the help of that magical pot. They gave them stuff to eat and drink. With time, Joseph and his village prospered. Now Joseph grew up, but there was no change in his behavior. He always helped people. This news reached the king of nearby kingdom, so he came to the village with his commanders.
I will go and see. How is Joseph doing all this?
But your highness, if you go like this, Joseph will recognize you. We should go there disguised like poor people. Then we will see what the matter is.
Both of them wore ordinary clothes and went there, and they found out that this was all due to the magic pot.
If this pot comes in our kingdom, all the problems of our people will be over. Our kingdom will prosper a lot. But how can we get this pot in our kingdom?
Then the commander had an idea and he told the king,
Your highness, why not marry our princess to Joseph? This will make both the places prosperous.
Commander, you have given a great idea.
I will talk to Joseph's parents today.
King got back to his original form and talked to Joseph's parents. He explained everything to them. Joseph and his parents happily agreed to that, and Joseph got married to the king's daughter, princess with pomp and show. In this way, along with Joseph, the entire kingdom became prosperous.
In a village named Montana, an orphan boy named Robin used to live. He was very naive by nature and used to earn after working for the whole day. People used to take advantage of his naive nature. One day, Robin was usually passing by the village and then he saw a buffalo on his way who was very tired. Robin went to her and tried to get her up, but the buffalo was not getting up. Oh, whose buffalo is this? She has been sitting here for long and she seems tired as well.
Oh, don't know whose buffalo she is. She's been sitting here since yesterday. Neither she gets up nor goes anywhere.
What? Does she belong to no one?
Had she belonged to someone, then somebody should have come for her. But nobody came to take her.
On my call. Now tell me, who is your master? If you don't have a master, then come with me. I'm also an orphan. Would you like to come with me? Robin left for his house. The buffalo also started following him. Robin reached his home and the buffalo stood at his yard. Buffalo, you please wait here. I will bring something to eat for you. Robin bought fresh green grass for her. She ate that grass happily. In this way, the buffalo started living with Robin. Similarly, a few days passed. One day, some friends of Robin came to visit him. Oh, brother Robin, where are you? For so many days, you haven't come to meet us.
Robin, open the door.
Robin opens the door. Oh, you are visiting after so many days. Please come. Robin and his friends began to chat. Robin, you have bought a buffalo. We saw it standing in front of your house. Oh, it's not like that. She's an orphan just like me and she lives here with me. I never sense how quickly time passes when I am with her. Robin, so why don't you earn some money by selling her milk? I have never thought about it, but we'll have to give it a try. After having the chat, Robin's friends left and Robin began to think about his friend's suggestion. The next morning, Robin got up early and went to milk his buffalo, but his buffalo wasn't giving any milk. Why isn't the buffalo giving any milk? Leave it. Maybe she isn't capable of milking. After feeding grass to the buffalo, Robin left for his work. Robin came back in the evening. On seeing the buffalo sitting in his yard, he went on to talk with her. While talking, a lot of time passed. He went inside his home, cooked food, and laid down on the bed after having dinner. He couldn't sleep that night, so he went to the yard for a walk. When he went to the yard, he saw that his buffalo was going somewhere. Where might this buffalo be going? Let me see. To see where the buffalo goes, Robin started following her. That buffalo went to a hill outside the village. There was an ant hill near the hill. The buffalo began to give milk on the ant hill. On seeing this, Robin was stunned. Oh, so this is why she doesn't give milk to me. Robin went closer to that ant hill. He found that place to be a little weird and he started to dig at that place. And after digging for some time, he had removed all the mud from there and he saw a tunnel. With courage, he went inside the tunnel. On going inside the tunnel, he saw that there was a tree laden with gold, diamonds and pearls. He was stunned to see this. Oh, what's this? Am I dreaming? A tree of gold?
Yes, Robin, I am a golden tree. Your buffalo comes here and gives milk daily, because of which I am growing. Tell me, do you need anything?
I don't need anything. I just need my own house.
You may pluck one of my branches and sell it in the market. You will get a lot of money with which you can buy your own house.
All right. Robin plucked a branch from the tree and sold it after coming back to the village. He earned a lot of money by selling it. From that money, he bought his own house. Along with this, he got a separate room built for the buffalo. Slowly, all his money got spent. He then again went to the magical tree. Oh, magical tree, can I get some more money?
Why do you need more money?
I wish that nobody shall live like an orphan as I have lived. That is why I wish to make an orphanage for orphan children. Will you help me?
This is a noble thought. You do one thing, pluck some of my branches to sell. You will get a lot of money.
As told by the tree, Robin plucked some branches and sold those branches after coming back to the village, which gave him a lot of money. He helped the poor people with that money and also founded an orphanage for the children. Now, he was not alone. He had the responsibility of several orphan children. He took care of this responsibility very well. On one day, he said to his buffalo, "Oh, buffalo, my life has changed because of you. Today, I can help everyone." And in this way, Robin and his buffalo continued to live happily in their home. Robin continued to help the needy, and with those orphan children, he found his own family and he started living happily ever after.
Once there was a man named John who used to live in a village named Belmont. He lived with his wife Mary and his daughter Alicia. John used to work on a farm nearby. After working in the afternoon, the workers at the farm used to sit at a nearby place to eat their lunch together. "Oh John, what did you bring for lunch today?" "I brought paranthas. What did you bring?" "I brought chapati and vegetables. Brother, the paranthas from your house are very delicious. I always want to eat them." "You can eat them if you like, Brother Richard. I will eat your lunch." Richard and John finish their work and then go back to their homes. After coming back from work, John says to Mary, "Hey Mary, your paranthas are really delicious. Everyone loves them."
Really?
That night there was a robbery at the farm owner's house. The next day, John and everyone else get together at the farm owner's house. Since all the money and jewelry was stolen, the farm owner did not have any money left. Because of this, he could not pay wages to all the workers. "Brothers, because of the robbery, I cannot pay you your monthly wages. You can stop coming to my farms from now." "Sir, please don't do this to us." "John, if you work at my farms, then I would have to give you something, but I don't have anything left." "Yes, sir, whatever is suitable to you." "Now you can go. If I will need you, I will call you all." "Yes, sir." All the farm workers go back to their homes. Some of them found work at other farms, but John could not find any work. Many days passed and John was still at home. What should be done so that we can pay for our household expenses?
Hey, what happened? You have been thinking for the past 15 days and are not even eating properly.
It's nothing, just thinking about how to pay for our household expenses. I must find some money.
Don't worry. We can do something. Stop thinking about it.
The next day, Mary had an idea. She tells her husband,
I have an idea. What if we sell the paranthas that I make?
"Yes, your idea is very good. Let's start selling paranthas from tomorrow itself. But Mary, it will require a lot of help and effort from you."
You don't have to worry about that. I will take care of everything.
The next day, John and Mary go to the market to sell the paranthas and chutney they made. Since there was already a parantha seller in the market, they could not sell much of the paranthas. They gave all the remaining paranthas to an orphanage and returned home.
Nobody is buying our paranthas. What should we do now?
What will happen if you think like this? Today was the first day only, and you are disappointed. Be patient. Those who try never give up. The next day, she prepares the paranthas early, and John and Mary go to their shop to sell them again. Some of the paranthas were made at home and the rest of them were made fresh there only. The fragrance of her paranthas attracted a lot of people and there was a crowd. "How many paranthas would you like, sir?" "John, give me 10 paranthas with lots of butter." "Yes, sir, I will add a lot of butter." Their paranthas were now loved by a lot of people. Slowly their business started growing. Now their shop was so crowded that their paranthas started falling short. People were mad about their paranthas. One day the richest man of their village, Vincent, came to their shop and told John, "John, I have some work. Will you do it?" "Yes, I will do it. Tell, what is it?" "Tomorrow is my son's birthday. As you know, there is a feast every year for the whole village. I'm thinking if you could make paranthas for this birthday party. We will do it, sir. You don't have to worry about it. Can we do it, Mary?
Yes, we can do it.
That day, John and Mary went back to their homes and started thinking.
How can we make so many parathas?
I was thinking the same. If we cannot complete the order, our name and Vincent's reputation will be hurt. We have to fulfill the promise we made.
Yes, but how can we make parathas for the whole village?
Let's go to sleep and see to it in the morning. Then suddenly their house was filled with a lot of light. Both of them were scared to see the light. Who is this? Where is all the light coming from?
Who is it? Show yourself.
A shape formed in that light and stood in front of them. They were even more scared now. Then they heard a sound from the shape. Don't be scared, John and Mary. I am God. I am here to help you. John and Mary joined their hands and said, Oh God, we are lucky that we got to see you.
We are blessed that you came to our home.
John, ask for what you want. I am very happy with both of you. God, we have everything we wish for, but we are worried about how we are going to fulfill tomorrow's order. I am really happy to see both of your pure intentions. Take this magical parantha. You will get whatever you ask from it. Mary and John thank the God, and God disappears before giving the magical parantha in John's hands. Mary, we will cook food from this parantha tomorrow.
Yes, we will do this only.
John and Mary go to the birthday party tomorrow morning. John tells the magical parantha, Oh magical parantha, make 2000 paranthas for me now. Suddenly, 2000 paranthas appear because of the magical parantha. The fragrance was so good that everyone ate them happily. Vincent's guests were very happy with the paranthas. John and Mary were happy watching this. Watching his guests so happy, Vincent was also pleased. He tells the both of them, John and Mary, both of you are wonderful. Everyone here loved the food. Here is your money. Thank you, sir. We are really happy that you trusted us with it. We will always be grateful to you.
Thank you, Mr. Vincent.
John and Mary happily returned home and thanked the God. They started selling different types of paranthas at their shop. They were very successful because of that magical parantha. They were known as Parantha Maker John and Mary throughout the village.
In a faraway kingdom, a minister lived with his 2 twin daughters. Despite of being twins, they were very different from each other. One was named Maria, other was Mary. How beautiful is today's day, and the scenery as well. It cannot be more beautiful than me. Yes, my dear sister, it's not as beautiful as you. Maria was calm, simple and smart from a young age. But Mary was only proud of her own beauty. She was selfish and stubborn. On their 19th birthday, the minister held a big feast.
Send invites to kings of all kingdoms and their families.
All people came dressed up for this big feast. Maria saw a handsome prince. Mary was also looking at the same prince. Look, that prince is so attractive. Yes, he is attractive. That prince will surely choose me. Why? What's wrong with me? You know that already. Huh? In the feast, Prince's family proposed marriage for Mary. Maria becomes very sad after knowing this. And she walks towards the forest. As she walks her way, an old magician stops her.
I know. Your mind is disturbed. You can go to the forest. But remember to perform your duties. Do all the work with hopeful behavior, honesty, and hard work. And never give up. Maria, you are very smart. I believe in you.
Just after entering the forest, she hears a weird noise. Huh? After looking carefully, she sees the grass is shaking and the noise is from there. Maria comes near the grass and looks at it.
Oh, what is this? Dear, how did you get caught in this trap? Wait, I'll get you out of it. Wow, you are so beautiful. You are shining just like gold.
Thank you so much.
Huh? You can speak?
Yes, I am very pleased to see your kind nature. Now you keep moving forward.
She moves ahead. After a while, in the scary forest, Maria starts to feel afraid.
Oh my god, the forest is so dense.
As she moves forward, she sees a swan trapped in a net.
Oh, what is this? How did you get trapped?
The swan was in agony.
Be calm, I'll get you out of the net.
Maria gets the swan out of the net. As soon as the swan is out, he spreads his beautiful wings.
Now you're free.
Thank you. You gave me a new life by setting me free from the net.
Oh, you also speak?
Yes, you are very generous and selfless girl. Now you keep moving forward.
Going forward, Maria sees a lifeless and brittle tree.
Oh no, this tree is dying. Looks like it needs water.
She goes to a nearby river and finds a pot there. She fills the pot with water and pours it on the tree. Immediately, the tree comes to life.
Oh, what is this? Oh, what is happening?
Thank you. You gave me water.
Oh, you can also speak?
Yes. Child, you have a very big heart and you are not greedy. I am very pleased to see your kind behavior and I want to give you something as a gift. Go to that river and take a dip in it.
Okay, as you command.
Maria goes forward and takes a dip in the river. As soon as she comes out, she feels different. Her appearance had changed. She became very beautiful.
Oh, look at this. But how did it happen?
This is the reward for your actions.
I'm so grateful to have met you. I don't know how all this happened, but I'm very happy.
Always be happy, child. Take one of my branch.
As soon as she breaks a branch, it changed into a ring.
Whenever you are sad or your mind is worried, then you kiss the ring. All your problems will be solved.
Maria sees the same magical swan on her way back. The swan was shining like a diamond from top to bottom.
Wow, you're so beautiful.
You are a simple and smart girl. Keep one of my feather with you. Whenever you need help, hold this feather and remember me.
Huh? You're completely well now.
I'm healthy. I'm pleased by seeing your heart full of generosity and kindness.
I was just fulfilling my duty.
Whenever you find yourself in a problem, just call me. I will come for your help.
Maria is happily returning home. She meets the old magician on her way.
Maria, they have given you these gifts after seeing your behavior, which will help you throughout life. Now return home. Everything will be fine.
Maria returns to her home.
Huh? Maria? How did you become so beautiful? Where have you been? And what is all this? An old magician sent me to the forest.
Mary gets greedy. She goes and meets the magician.
Maria was sad, so I sent her to the forest. You don't have any such problem.
No, I also want to go to the forest.
Okay, you can go if you want. But remember, Do all the work with honesty.
Mary goes into the forest. Just like Maria did, she also finds the deer.
Help me! Someone help me!
I don't want to waste my time. I have to become more beautiful as soon as possible. She ignores him and moves forward. As she goes forward, she sees the swan trapped in the net, but she ignores him as well. After moving ahead, she finds the dying magical tree. Are you the one who told my sister to take a dip in the river? Tell me also, where is the river? I also want to become more beautiful. After listening to Mary, the magical tree becomes his true self and holds Mary with its branches.
Beautiful?
Yes, I want to become very beautiful.
What have you done in your life that can be praised? Have you helped someone selflessly? Have you tried to relieve someone's pain? Or you have done something that helped someone get free?
No.
Child, you have come to the wrong place. First, remove the negative thoughts from your mind and live together with your loved ones. Keep a positive outlook towards others. You will become beautiful on your own.
Mary returns straight to her home and asks her sister to forgive her for her rude behavior.